Hi, it's January. We've been through a year of Trump. I was just coming home in a Lyft, and the driver, with an Eastern European accent, was talking to me about how surreal life feels now with the behavior of those in powerful positions running our nation. And I agree, it does feel like we're Alice and we've fallen down the hole. And as entertaining and exciting as it is, it's strange and it feels uncomfortable, to put it mildly. We're all fighting. We're all doing our best to resist. But it seems to me that something has changed in the tenor of our dialogue. Something in how we relate to each other has gotten dire and the emotions sharper. I notice in conversations. I notice in reactions I have with friends and family. I notice on Facebook and on Twitter the way that people react to each other and the verbiage we use and the tones we take. It seems it's gotten harsher. People are harder or angrier with each other. And I think that as much as we need to fight politically, part of the restoration that we are seeking has to be the tone that we are taking with each other, the tone of our society. And that is governed by our own inner state. As the Hindus call it, our bhav. I've caught myself, thank you Twitter, swept up in the dire urgency of the fight, of the dialogue, of proving the points and disproving the points and citing the sources, of the, oh my God, can you believe he did this? And oh my God, can you believe they've done away with that? These are important things to speak up about and to counter. But I think of Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. He had to fight a war, a crazy-assed war, the war to end all wars for a while, in which he had to fight his own teacher, his grandfather, his cousins, family members, beloved friends. And he couldn't do it. He freaked out. And so Krishna sat down in his chariot with him and uttered the lessons that are the Bhagavad Gita. And some of the essence of those teachings are that he told Arjuna, he revealed to Arjuna, that the nature of all of this life is illusory. It's not real, it's a play. And whether you believe in Allah, Yahweh, God, Goddess, the universe, nature, whatever it is, remember that it's a play, that it doesn't see good and bad. It just sees the amusing tumbling forward of things and people and animals and all of it. It's all it. It loves itself, so it doesn't judge anything calamitous or fortunate. It's us, relative to our experience, that go, oh, that's bad because it hurts. That's bad because it goes against what I think. And that's good because it gives me what I want, or it makes me feel good, or it reveals or touches something in me. So all of this fight, we have to remember to detach from it. Not to disengage from it, not to stop fighting, but to drop the emotional investment in it, because that stirs up the quality of passion in it, in us. Not to say that you shouldn't fight with passion, with ardor, But don't get carried away and lose your sense of clarity and centeredness. Krishna taught Arjuna, you can shoot an arrow, but if you're in a state of agitation, that kind of passion, if you're all fiery and like, fuck this, I'm so angry at this, you're a bit preoccupied, you're agitated, you're not going to shoot as straight as you could. If you say, I'm shooting this arrow to cease a great evil, let me go deep within. Let me find the core of my being that is always centered, that comes from light. Let me get with myself and be right with myself. Let me find my calm state and the strength of my calm inner state, the strength of the center of my being, and then shoot that arrow. Focus and clarity and true aim are yours, and you are much more likely to hit your target. Richard Nixon fought fervently with greed. Robert Kennedy fought centered in his own truth. See if you can find some method, meditation, taking walks, reading poetry, drawing art, talking to a therapist, talking to your friends, talking to your family, talking out, sitting quietly with yourself, whatever it is that takes you back to your center. Put aside the world for a time and go spend time with yourself. Go spend time walking around your own inner temple, if you will. Be with yourself and remember and find and feel and experience your center. And then return to the fight. So that when it comes time to speak on Facebook or in person to each other or to opponents, you come from here and here, rather than coming from this. Because this, what you're saying may be right, but the tone will be so grating that it's going to create more misery in the world. And certainly an adverse reaction, I would imagine. You can't always change people's minds with your words. But if you come from here and you speak like this from your center, there's a far greater chance that someone, the person you're talking to or someone listening in, may take your message to heart. I've been reacting to some friends and family with more anger than I might, because I'm kind of freaking out. So I have to do maintenance to make sure that I counterbalance the freaking out with good centeredness, peacefulness, sense of myself, sense of my own being, sense of being all right. Got to exercise and eat right and get enough sleep so my mind is clear and I have a sense of my life bumping along well. Then when I speak to people, I can focus on what's true about what I want to say and come from that, as opposed to coming from agitated states of mind and feelings. This is the difference in Hinduism between rajas, fiery passion, and sattva, harmony. So I'm asking you to do a favor to the world and check in with yourself, check your bhav, your inner state, and do some maintenance work to get it right and get it centered, and then resume the fight, remembering we'll all be dust in a matter of decades. Trump won't last. He won't last longer than the lives of those babies being born this year. History's wheel always turns. American politics has a pendulum that swings left, right, in every 4 to 8 years to 12 years. So, knowing these things, set aside the urgency for a moment and restore, and then go back to speaking the truth. I hope this makes this important fight more filled with grace and focus and strength. I will be there, fighting along beside you, speaking what truth I can. And then afterwards we'll all have cookies.